Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common and costliest conditions among older U.S. adults. It is thought that Black Americans face a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease than whites. And yet, this claim is based on studies that, for the most part, relied on samples that involved few Black participants. One study even used diagnostic criteria that varied by race. We aim to fill this gap by analyzing data from the Chicago Health and Aging Project, otherwise known as CHAP, a study of over 10,000 older adults, 60% of whom identified as Black. CHAP spanned nearly 2 decades. Compared with white participants, Black participants in CHAP had nearly twice the risk of developing Alzheimer's dementia. Every 3 years, this amounted to 58 extra cases per 1,000 among Blacks. Now, the clinical syndrome of dementia results after a period of cognitive decline from some peak level of cognitive function. So that means that a person is at higher risk for dementia if she has faster cognitive decline or a lower level of cognitive function. In CHAP, Black participants performed much worse on the cognitive tests than white participants did. The size of this disparity was on the order of the difference in scores we saw between participants who were 12 years apart in age. And yet the story was very different for rate of cognitive decline. Blacks did not decline any faster. These results suggest that intervening on factors that affect peak cognitive performance could be especially potent in reducing the Black-white dementia disparity. And one of the strongest determinants of cognitive level is educational attainment. And education, unlike race, is modifiable. With this in mind, we explored the degree to which racial disparities in educational attainment influence racial disparities in cognitive performance and dementia risk. Using counterfactual-based methods, we estimated that if each Black participant's years of education had taken on the level it would have been had the person been white, the degree of disparity in cognitive performance would have been reduced by 1/3. Furthermore, if all participants, Black and white, had obtained 16 years of education, the disparity would have been cut by half. And those results were similar in analyses of Alzheimer's dementia. For more on our study, including an assessment of selection bias and the interaction with the ApoE4 allele, have a look at our paper in the January 2018 issue of Epidemiology.